Lamelo Ball is by far one of the most exciting players in the NBA right now because let's keep it a stack. The dude plays like an AAU hooper. He's out here hitting spin moves, breaking people's ankles, shooting limitless threes off of one leg. I don't even get it at this point. I don't know why he's playing like that, but it's working. Well, not so much for the Hornets, but then again, they are the Charlotte Hornets, so I don't know how much Lamelo Ball can really do for him. But hey, he's putting up generational highlight reels. We're all entertained by it. And I think it's for that reason, this is the perfect opportunity to make his build in 2K26. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the build. You guys are going to start by making it a 6'7" point guard, 186 on the weights with a 7-foot wingspan. There is a reason we're going 186 instead of minimum weight like a lot of guards like to do, and y'all will see why in just a second. Getting into these attributes though, we are going to skip straight past the close shot and put our driving layup all the way up to an 88. In my opinion, if you want to be a Lamelo Ball build, you can't come out here with like a 93 driving dunk and no layup. Because listen, I've seen some Lamelo builds like this, and I don't get why. Bro is not booming like that IRL. Either way, you guys get my point. You should really never have more dunk than layup on a Lamelo build. Otherwise, that's just a completely different player at that point. But as for the reason we're going with the 88 layup, it does give us access to pretty much all of the best layup animations in the game. It gives us silver mixmaster, and it also gives us gold float game, which is the most important thing because we are going to be able to +2 that with either, a finishing +2 or just the max +2 from the season pass and get that to legend. And for those of you who are unaware and unfamiliar, legend float game is insanely strong this year. Now, I know I was just complaining about Lamelo builds having too much dunk earlier, but we are going to go with a 73 on this build. I feel like this is a very fair amount for Lamelo. He can boom a little bit IRL, but he's not really posterizing anybody, right? And also, a 73 dunk gives us bronze posterizer. It gives us silver aerial wizard. So if somebody does throw us a lob, we can still finish that. And that's pretty much all I was going for here because the layup's going to be good enough to finish most of the time, but it is nice to have dunk here and there. I will add one thing about driving dunks. You do actually unlock Devin Booker's package at a 75. So some of you guys are like, well, why are we missing it by 2? Here's the thing. I don't personally care for it, all right? I can live without that. I know some people are going to want it. So if you want to try to finesse for a 75 dunk, be my guest. You can absolutely do that, and it's not going to mess up any cap breakers. I just don't care for it. That being said, something I do care for a little bit more is the 40 standing dunk. It doesn't seem like anything in the grand scheme of things, but when you're under the hoop and you go for a standing dunk, your character is going to dunk the ball. And that is important because let's say, you catch the ball, whatever, like maybe you get a bad catch animation, somebody's coming in for a chase down like 2013 Bron, you need to put that thing in the hoop real quick because if you get a layup, your shit is getting glassed. Finally though, to round out the finishing category, we are going to put the post control up to a 48. Mainly because it was just going to get forced up by some other stat later. But it's not bad to have because you do unlock some other post go-tos, so I'm not complaining too much. Moving on to the shooting stats, we are going to go ahead and put the mid-range all the way up to an 89. That way we can unlock some of the best jump shot bases in the game, as well as getting gold set shot specialist, silver deadeye, and silver shifty. Just some absolutely amazing badges to have. Then we are putting the 3-ball to an 83. That way we get bronze limitless, which, once again, for those of you who are unaware, bronze limitless is the best value for the badge this year. I'm not saying it's the best because obviously 99, legend limitless. Some people seem to get that confused in the comments. I don't know why. Some of y'all got to understand what value means. But either way, 83 3-ball, getting that bronze limitless, it definitely helps a lot this year. Y'all can go watch 2K Labs test. Very good information over there. But either way, for free throw, we are going to end the category off with an 83. 83 is also the best value for the free throw stat, gives you the best green window for your buck. Yes, 99 is going to be better once again, but 83, you're not really ever going to miss your free throws unless you just blatantly mess up. Now, going on to my favorite category for this build, we have made it to playmaking. For playmaking, we are going to start off with a 76 pass accuracy, an 88 ball handle, and an 80 speed with ball. And I know what you're thinking right now. 76 pass accuracy. What are we doing for Lamelo? Here's the thing, boys. I have set this up perfectly so that 5 cap breakers on pass act will get you to an 87. 87 gives you gold break starter, gives you gold dimer, gives you gold versatile, and it gives you bronze bailout. You're going to get every playmaking badge in the game that you need. And with my setup, obviously I have finishing specialization done. I'm going to put, float game in my +2 for finishing, and then put dimer in my +2 for season pass. And I'm going to have legend dimer, legend float game, legend handles for days, which we're going to get to in a second. The build is going to be disgusting. Now, that's not me saying you need finishing specialization. You obviously can optimize things to however you want to set them up specifically. But that is the reason we're going for a 76 pass act, because it can be cap broken very, very well. As for the ball handle, 88 actually does give us two very important moves, being the Kobe escape and the Kobe behind the back. In my opinion, those are some of the best dribble moves in the entire game, but you never see anybody use them because most people are dribbling on 6'8 builds, and you can't get them on 6'8 because you need an 88 ball handle. So that is a benefit to being, 6'7 or 6'6 for that matter. But the thing is, we're not going to stay at an 88 ball handle. We are going to cap break this twice. That way we get the gold handles for days, which, as I just mentioned, I'm going to be using a +2 on, and we're going to have legend. You can't get that on a 6'8. A 6'8 build will never have legend handles for days, and that is yet another advantage the 6'7 has. So I don't know why the 6'7 isn't more popular. It is so goddamn good, but I guess people just love their 6'8s, and I mean, that's fine. All right, we couldn't really play on taller dribbling builds last year, so I get it. Now that it's back, everybody's kind of tapped it. And then, of course, for the speed with ball, the reason I went with an 80 instead of a 75, speed with ball directly affects how fast you perform your dribble moves, so you want to have that as high as possible without it getting too expensive, all right? I wanted to put it to an 83, but speed with ball, this shit is not cheap whatsoever. Moving on to the defense, though, here is where it is going to get just a little bit unrealistic. So for perimeter, we are going to put a 74, and steal, we are going to put a 73. In my opinion, this is perfectly normal, all right? Lamelo, he's not the best defender, but he can definitely turn up when needed. And we've seen that from time to time. He's shown flashes. But what I was talking about that's pretty unrealistic is we are going with a 70 interior defense and an 84 block on this build. Before you click off this video and throw your tomatoes at me, allow me to explain. Block and interior defense are dirt cheap at 6'7", and I will show that at the end of the build. We don't really get any attributes in other places of, considerable value from lowering the block and interior. And in order to contest jump shots in this game, when you jump, your block rating directly affects how effective your jump is going to be. Should it affect perimeter contest? Listen, in a perfect world, probably not, but in 2K, it does. So I'm always going to have block on my builds. Listen, y'all can hate on it if y'all want, but block is just too goddamn important on this game. Going on to the rebound, we are going to put a 54 O board and a smooth 71 D board. Now, honestly, D board being 71 might be low for Lamelo at this point. The dude's averaging like 8 boards a game right now. I checked his stats and I was like, God damn. So maybe it should be an 80, but we couldn't really finesse it on the build. Either way, though, having silver box out beast, bronze chaser, definitely nothing to scoff at. Pretty good rebounding badges for a guard. Finally, though, we have made it to the physicals to round out the Lamelo Ball build, which we are going to go with an 84 speed, 84 agility, 53 strength, which, by the way, this can be cap broken 4 times to a 73. So that is crazy, crazy value there, because I will show how expensive strength is in just a second. And then we are finally going to put the vertical all the way to a 74. Okay, well, that's a little awkward. The vertical was supposed to finish out the build, but, somehow my block went down to an 83. Let's just go ahead and fix that right there. But either way, you guys can see it. All of the attributes on the Lamelo build, it is fully complete. But before we actually go ahead and hit continue, as promised, I want to show you guys why I went with a super high block. Because when I said it was dirt cheap, I was not lying. If we were to take this block down to something like a 78 and put the interior all the way down to 60, guess how much pass accuracy that would get me, all right, for that trade-off of all of those attributes. 3 pass accuracy. Y'all tell me what you would rather have. Plus 10 interior, plus 6 block. That is 16 attributes that are actually worth it and good, or 3 pass accuracy. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. And obviously the same kind of thing goes for strength, but in the opposite way. Strength is stupidly expensive on a 6'7", when I really don't think it should be. Because if I were to lower, let's say, the mid-range to an 85, you would think that would get me a lot of strength, right? It actually only brings me up to a 64. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's why we finessed it with the cap breakers, but it's still kind of mind-blowing how certain attributes work sometimes. But when you do go ahead and finally create the build, you are going to get the name Shot Erasing Mid-Range Menace. Yeah, Shot Erasing is funny for a Lamelo build, but you guys get it. I mean, it is a pretty tough build name overall. Now, going over to my fully maxed version of the build right here, I just want to quickly, show you guys the cap breaker screen and prove that I'm not lying or anything like that. I don't know why I would, but some of the YouTubers be capping out here for sure. Either way, you guys see we were able to finesse, the 73 strength, the 87 pass accuracy, the 90 ball handle. We have a lot of things going for us on this build, and it's pretty damn disgusting to say the least. Oh yeah, and funny enough, I did even set it up to get the 80 D board later, so yes, I'm kind of a nerd for that, but listen, all right, down the road, it's going to be nice when I just have those 2 cap breakers sitting there, and I'm like, what do I spend these on? Either way, though, you guys get it. That's enough of the attributes and cap breakers. We've been talking about those for long enough. We need to talk about the max +1s and max +2s on this build. These are gross, all right? For a 6-7 build, we have Hall of Fame set shot, Gold Patroller, Gold High Flying Denier, Gold Lightning Launch, which, by the way, is the best value for the badge in the game this year. Hall of Fame, there is genuinely almost no difference. Legend, there is a little bit of a difference, but Gold is kind of the sweet spot, according to 2K Toots. I'm not pulling that information out of nowhere, but beyond that, I mean, Legend Dimer, Legend Handles for Days, Gold Mixmaster, Legend Float Game. I mean, god damn, this build is tough. Oh yeah, not to mention, we could definitely finesse Shifty Shooter in here somewhere, but it's not really my playstyle. Although, some people in the comments, y'all probably be on the 2 score shooting 11 midi fades a game. Don't even lie, all right? If that's you, own up to it, all right? I know y'all gotta win your games. I'm not judging over here, but it is a boring ass playstyle, and I'd rather not play like that. But as always, if you guys did end up enjoying this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, as well as left a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. It's been Gravely. Peace.